Accessibility costs too much has historically always been a terrible argument, and I'm going to tell you why. First, this video is inspired by Lilo Talks. Their videos, I hope I said their name right, at talking about disability history, disability identity, disability pride, disability policy. You definitely need to follow them, but they had a video last week talking about the importance of closed captioning. The argument has always been against accessibility. It's too expensive. This dates back to 1977 when Richard Nixon was like, it's impossible to implement the Vocational Rehabilitation Act because it's just so expensive to make federal buildings accessible with ramps and everything that they're going to need. And that is historically and categorically untrue. The story with closed captioning, if you've never heard it, is Senator Tom Harkin, who is from Iowa. He's retired now. We love him. We love him around these parts. He's actually one of the first senators to do ASL on the Senate floor, so that's historic and amazing. Back in the 80s and 90s, Senator Tom Harkin was arguing with Republicans who essentially had the same argument against the Americans with Disabilities Act. Accessibility is too expensive, and Senator Tom Harkin was pioneering the idea of having closed captioning in every television set in America. Of course, Republicans are arguing it's too expensive. It's too expensive. This would bankrupt the television industry. And so Senator Harkin goes to the television manufacturing companies, Sony, all these big companies, and asks them directly, what would the cost be to make sure the televisions have this technology and are capable of doing closed captioning all the time, side by side with the television being on? And the manufacturer goes, it would literally cost us nothing to turn this free feature on, a V-chip, to enable closed captioning in American televisions. And that's what they did. And so every time I hear the argument that accessibility is too expensive, it's always incorrect. Statistically, historically, monetarily, it's a bad argument, and it doesn't even make any sense. Talk about disability history anymore, and I'm like, guys, I've made this video at least 4 different times, and I've been out here 6 years. I am tired of talking about disability history. I leave that to the younger generation, and it is funny because people are like, are you the person who's constantly talking about the Capitol Crawl or the Vocational Rehabilitation Act or the Americans with Disabilities Act? I'm like, yes, I am. And lots of disabled people talk about this stuff historically. The ugly, we're talking about it all the time. Anyway, I'm tired and I like to be outside when the weather is nice.